Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this super cute Alice bracelet created by Winnie Nagel on Instagram. I will have her link down below so you can be sure to check out her page and give her a follow. I will say she does have some awesome designs on there, a lot of really cool bracelets, and she also makes the most adorable owls. So definitely check them out. They are super cute. I do also want to mention a couple people that she was inspired by making this bracelet, as well as other hook bracelets. Again, she was inspired by Crazy Just Might Work, I Loves to Loom, and Love and Looms. And we also are going to be doing the Space Invader stitch, which was created by Crazy Just Might Work. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you, ladies, for your inspiration. She's learned a lot from you, as I'm sure many has. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you will want to have a double-ended hook and one C-clip. We're going to use the same color pattern that I did here. So from the side, there's two border band colors. It just makes the design pop a lot more using the different colors. So the first color I'm going to grab is going to end up being the gold. So whatever color you want inside for that gold is what you will put on first, and we will make a cat band. This is going to be an 8-loop setup. So make your cat band, use that same color. We're going to pull it through the cat band, and we're going to reclaim the left part of the cat band and get it back on our hook. And then close off the band you're pulling through. Now we are going to switch colors for a moment and go to whatever color you want for where my blue is. I'm going to use my Sweets Purple. We're going to pull this through the first two. Skip the first band closest to your hook, pick up the second one, and reattach that purple. And we are going to add one more to this side, but we're going to go back to the first color, which was, again, my gold, which is my green here. Pull it through the first two, skip the first one, pick up the second one, and reattach that band. We're going to slide this down so we can do the same thing on this side. You're going to want to take off this end band and scoop up the rest of that cat band over here and reattach that. You're going to want to grab whatever color you used where my purple is. We will pull that through the first two. We'll skip the first band closest to the hook and reclaim the next one. Reattach the one you're pulling through. And now I will go back to my green. We'll pull this to the first two, skip the first one closest to your hook, pick up the second one, and reattach that band you were pulling through. So you should have a total of 8 loops up here on your hook. So now we are going to switch colors, and we're going to pull a band to the center bands using the color where my white is here. I'm going to use this blue. You can either, we're going to only put through these middle 4, so you can remove these 2 end ones and just hold on to it and pull it through, or you can just pull it through the first 6 like this. You will need to pick up the outside 2 bands and then attach the blue you're pulling through, and then you would just need to rearrange like that so it's sitting in the center. It's up to you what you find to be easier. So we're going to switch colors again. We're going to be pulling the color that's silver here. Kind of makes a little U on the front. And I'm going to actually use silver again. So this part is a little bit tricky. This is the Space Invader stitch by Crazy Just Might Work. So I'm going to tell you in a moment after we pull this through to pick up the first and fourth band from inside this band. So I'm going to be referring to this green one here and this green one here. So just so you know which band I will be talking about. So attach that band, pull it through the first 5. You're going to need to open that band up because we have to go inside the opening of that band. It's a little tricky to show you. So we're going to move these first 2 out of our way. You're going to go inside the opening of that band, pick up the first band, which is my green here, skip the 2 middle, and pick up the other one, which is the 4th band in there. Like I said, it's a little tricky to show. Like so. Skip the next 2 bands. We're going to pick up this outer band right here. And now reattach the band you were pulling through. You're going to want to rearrange that second band so that that silver is sitting in the center like so. So now we are going to switch colors and go back to our border color, which is going to be my purple. We're going to be pulling this one through the first 3 bands. We're going to grab the second band with our hook. I like to tilt my hook up some. And we're going to pull the second band over the third, push it down, and pick up that third band like so. So see how the silver goes in there, and then you will reattach the band you were pulling through. That part can be a little bit tricky depending on which hook you're using. So we're going to pull one more band through on this side, and that's going to be whatever color you're using on the inside, which is my green. This one will only go through the first 2. And then you'll pick up the outside band and get it back on your hook, and then reattach that band. We're going to slide it down so we can repeat this on this side. So I'll go back to my border purple color. This side's a little tighter, so it might be a little harder to do. So we'll do the same thing, pull it through the first 3. You're going to use your hook and grab a hold of that second band, pull it over the third, and push your hook under that third band to pick it up. And now reattach that band. Grab your inner color, pull it through the first 2, pick up the outside band, and reattach that band you're pulling through. And it should look like that. So we are at the start of the sequence again. So we'll do that all over. So I'll go back to my center color down here in the middle, which was my blue. We're going to pull this through the first 6. We're going to pick up the outer 2 bands, get it back on our hook, reattach that blue, and we're going to need, we're going to need to rearrange these 2 so the blue is sitting in the center. I'm going to go to my second center color, which is my silver. And again, this is where we do the Space Invader stitch. So pull this through the first 5. Open it up, move the first 2 bands out of the way, go inside that band you pulled through, make sure you're going inside the band, pick up the first and 4th band from inside. Get them back on your hook, skip the next 2 bands, pick up the outer band, and reattach the one you're pulling through. We'll rearrange the outer 2 bands, and it should sit like that. I feel like my, brightness, 1 second it seems so bright and the next it seems dull. So hopefully it's okay for you guys. All right, so now we are going to go to my border color, purple. We'll pull this through the first 3. We will skip the first band, grab the second band with our hook. We're going to pull it over the third. Push your hook under to pick that third band up. Reattach the outside band. I'm going to go back to my green. I'm going to pull that through the first 2. Pick up the outer band and reattach that. Slide it all down. We're going to repeat that on this side. I'm going to just pull this second band up a little just to help me out a little bit for when we need to pick it up. So I'll go to my border purple, pull it through the first 3, use your hook to grab that second band, and you're going to need to pull it over the third, push your hook in to pick that third up, and reattach this one. I'm going to grab my second band, which will be my green, and we'll pull that through the first 2, and we'll pick up the outside band and reattach that green like so. And then you'll be at the starting point all over again. So I'm going to go back to my blue, pull it through the first 6, pick up the outside 2 bands, attach the one you're pulling through, and rearrange the outside 2 ones so that blue is in the center. I'll grab my silver. We'll do our Space Invader stitch. So we're going to pull this through the first 5. Had a brain cramp. Okay, so go through the first 5, open that band up, move the first 2 bands out of your way, get inside that band, and make sure you're picking up the 1st and 4th from inside. Skip the next 2 bands up here and pick up the outer one. Reattach that silver. Rearrange that outer one so it sits in the center. I'll go back to my border. I'll pull it through the first 3. Use your hook, and you're going to pull it back over the 3rd. Pick that 3rd up and reattach that. Add 1 more onto the side, which will be your second color, which is my green. Pull it through the first 2, reclaim the outside band, and reattach that. Slide it down. Grab your first border color, which is my purple, and we'll do that again. So pull it through the first 3. Use your hook, grab that second band, pull it over the 3rd. Pick that 3rd up and reattach the purple. Pull your next one through the first 2. Reclaim the outside band and close it off. So this is the first time that I'm showing this Space Invader stitch, so hopefully you guys understand it. I'm going to show it one more time without giving actual directions, just in case anyone's still not catching on. Okay, so I hope that was enough instructions for you guys to make this super cute bracelet. I love it, and I think the inside of the design is super cool. So I just want to show you what to do to close it out, which I'm sure many of you will be able to do, but you pretty much have to go through the whole sequence again. So I'm going to go through it until the part where we would close it. So I'm pulling my center band through. Oops, I didn't attach my blue. There we go. I'll do my Space Invader stitch like we've been doing. So after you do the Space Invader stitch, you will have 6 bands on your hook, and that's where I would pull one more band through to close it off. Bring the 2 ends together, and that's where you will attach your C-clip. So there you have the completed Alice bracelet. Well, I guess I should say a piece of the Alice bracelet created by Winnie Nagel on Instagram. I'll have her link down below so you can be sure to check out her fabulous designs. Don't forget to tag her and myself Loves to Loom if you make this, and also hashtag Alice bracelet. We want to thank I Loves to Loom, Crazy Just Might Work, and Love and Looms for their inspiration. And Crazy Just Might Work, we want to thank her also for her Space Invader stitch for this design. So we definitely thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button down below if you like this design, and I'll see you real soon at my next tutorial. Thanks so much. Bye.